Hello and welcome back to another live speaking lesson around some super useful expressions within hobbies and interests. So as with previous videos, I'm going to go through 5 extra expressions that I really think are used a lot, and definitely phrases and language that you should be using too. So let's take a look at the expressions for today. We have love it, and you might be thinking, well, that's not very interesting or too advanced, but it's the pronunciation I want to look at in this lesson. Love it. Given it up. Lost interest. We're game. You could also say, are you game? And finally, a question, what sort of things are you into? A question around hobbies and interests. Super useful expressions. If you can add all these different live speaking expressions together by the end of the course, you'll be able to use them often within your speaking. And it will definitely help to improve and boost your fluency, especially within speaking, of course. Okay, let's jump into that live video. And we're going to begin with that first phrase, love it. And it's definitely quite a basic piece of vocabulary and expression put together. But I think that it's important to be able to pronounce it properly. And when I say properly, I kind of mean like me. So I'm going to show you the British pronunciation for this phrase now. Love it. Of course, it's really commonly used when people are asking you about your opinion on things. Oh, I love it. I love football. I just generally love everything, right? I love it. But the way you pronounce it is quite different depending on your fluency levels. Some people may say love it and really separate those two words. Love it. When in fact, we really group the phrase together. Love it. And actually, we can also get rid of that NT sound. Now, that's called the glottal T. We'll look at it later in the course. But we can remove the T sound. Love it. It. You can just get the it sound and then it stops really sharply. Love it. So that's really the super advanced native sounding pronunciation. Love it. Try and say it after me. Love it. That's where you would get those top levels of native pronunciation. Oh, football's great. I love it. And there's no T sound. It's that glottal T and mixing those two words together. Love it. I love it. Okay, when we're talking about dropping or quitting different hobbies or giving up interests, we can use this phrasal verb, give it up, give up, stop, quit, not doing something anymore. I was trying to learn Mandarin, but I've given it up. I have. I've given it up. Did you give it up? Have you stopped doing an activity? We've given it up. We're not playing basketball together anymore. So when you want to discuss a hobby or an interest that you no longer participate in, you can say, I've given it up. I don't do it anymore. When talking about an activity or a hobby that you enjoyed before but no longer do, you can say that you've lost interest. A really common collocation and phrasal verb as well. I've really lost interest. I lost interest in swimming. I don't really like it anymore. I did before, I don't now. And it's true that many people start hobbies, for example, exercise, especially after the new year, and say, right, I'm going to do this. Maybe they do these activities only for a short period of time, then lose interest. And I think that that's quite common for people to do. So when talking about an activity that you kind of have given up, you don't really like it anymore, you say, I really lost interest in that. I don't do it anymore. Now we have a very colloquial idiom which you can use when talking about trying new activities. Or it can also be used when someone requests that you do something or do something together. And that is I'm game or we're game. And what that basically means is that we'll give it a go. We can do it. So for example, someone could say, do you want to join our five-a-side football team? You say, yeah, I'm game. Let's do it. And it basically means, yes, I'm okay to accept it. I can give it a go. I'm enthusiastic for the challenge. I'm game, we're game. This last expression is a question actually, and you can use it when you want to discuss hobbies and interests with people. And that's what sorta. You don't have to use the sorta. What sort of things are you into? And when you say, what are you into? That's really an idiom to say, what do you like? What are you into? What sort of things are you into? And it's basically asking people, what are their hobbies? What are their interests? Really important within English conversation to be able to ask questions, to develop our speaking and to develop the situation too. What sort of things are you into? Okay, so that's just 5 expressions that are commonly used by native speakers and can be easily practiced and then brought into your English language too. So it's time for our practice activity now, and I will see you there.